academics, lifestyle, trends. Welcome to the Random Conversation podcast. I'm your host, Miss Jennifer Onyeke, and I'll be taking you on.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Random Conversation podcast. Jennifer, your host, and today's episode I would be talking, or rather, I have a guest with me here, where we both will be discussing about the topic of friendships. So, we all know, I know you guys have missed me. I'm so sorry. I've not recorded since July 16th, and that was actually because of my exams. So I had my final year exams I was preparing for, so I wasn't able to do most recording. I kept on procrastinating, and I'm so sorry, guys. I have not topic is really personal to me, and I'm sure it's also personal to our guest as well, which I'm going to introduce very soon. It's really personal because I understand that we live in a world where most people are selfish, and not just selfish. People have this or covet this mindset where they believe that there is no need of having friends to avoid see finish or to avoid shege pro max. There's just this slang, especially here in Nigeria, where we have a low rate when it comes to friendship. People no longer want to be friends with people because they are scared of being backstabbed, being heartbroken, for whatsoever reasons they have. But this episode I'm recording with my guest is to kind of emphasize more on the importance of this friendship and how they can aid you in all areas of your life. So moving over right now, please give me the opportunity. The opportunity. Sorry guys, I'm laughing, but I'm really happy and I'm excited. I want to invite, or rather introduce my guest today. So first, I'm just going to give a little intro into who she is. Her name is Chimdi of Just Talk. So in case you're unaware, in case you don't know, she has a podcast where she talks. She's a Christian podcaster. She has a page on IG, Just Talk, where she talks about her Christian beliefs. And for so long, I've admired this person. I've loved her personality. I mean, I like people that are not just sweet, but believers as well, and people that aren't just believers but also kind of show the world that they are believers through their actions. She has been able to record series of conversations of topics on her IG page, emphasizing on the Bible and several other things she has gotten to learn and relate to in life. So please give me the audience. Please, if there's a trumpet, let's blow a trumpet for my guest, Miss Chimdi of Just Talk. Thank you for being here. Chimdi, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Thank you very much, Jennifer. I am thrilled to be here.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm really, really happy you're here, honestly. I'm so excited. So, guys, in case you don't know, she's a podcaster and she just recently, guys, there should be drum rolls. She just recently graduated from UNN and she'll be going to law school when are you guys supposed to go to law school? Next year or this year, right?
I don't know when law school starts. Oh, yeah, then. And I graduated 1 year ago.
But I'm really happy and excited. I am so excited you're here. You don't even want to know. You don't want to know till when I release this episode, but no problem. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you so
Jennifer.
Yeah.
I am thrilled too to be here. I mean, I'm used to hosting episodes and not being a guest, so it's a new feeling. So thank you for having me and congratulations on graduating.
Okay, so guys, moving over to what we have today. So this is going to be more like a Q&A session where I get to ask Chimdi some questions regarding the topic Convenant friendship. And we're going to make it not just an interesting one, it's going to be relatable and it's going to be something you're going to learn from, because the reason I created this podcast is not just came here to change life, to inspire lives through what I have to say and through my guests. So, Chimdi, are you ready for my questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So the first question, please at any point if you stop hearing me, do inform me so that I would,
That's no
rearrange
problem.
myself. All right. So the first question I have for you is, Chimdi, what exactly do you think covenant friendship are? And to an extent, how do you think that they differ from other friendships? Like to you, what do you think they are, and how do you think they differ from the types of friendships we have
Mm.
currently?
Okay. I think that um, covenant scripturally means agreement, testament,
Okay.
right? So,
o-
but I think that covenant friendships are simply intentional friendships, right?
Okay.
I think that there are friendships where there is a sacred bond, where there are responsibilities, there are duties, and where the friends, no matter how many they are able to uphold each other. So upholding would mean correct, would mean be there, would mean stand up when necessary, right? Basically, I mean, it's really the intentionality. I think that's one of my favorite words because it shows that thought, action, that you put in thought, that you put in action to developing that particular thing. That's why I like to use the word intentional. So I think that's the most easy semblance of what a covenant relationship is, a covenant friendship, intentional relationships, intentional friendships. And how do I think that they are different from other relationships? I think it's the word again, intentionality, right? it's
Okay.
it's that word intentionality. Like most other friendships may not necessarily be very intentional. It means that you're not as painstaking and taking enough as you are in a covenant friendship, right? But in a covenant relationship, in a covenant friendship, forgive me that I keep on using relationship, I think that relationships are, I mean, friendships too. So
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
just, right. So in a covenant and friendship, I think that the most vital thing that you can see is intentionality. And I think something else that helps you know that this is a covenant friendship is that values are similar, values are shared. Yeah, so I just stop
Okay.
there so I don't overextend. And sorry, I was going to say Proverbs 18:24b. I think that the Bible defines this kind of friendship. It calls the person who is a covenant friend a friend that sticks closer than a brother.
What are those qualities? What do you think they are things people should have? Because honestly, okay, prior to actually receiving Christ and being an active believer, I've always had this mindset that I can do things on my own. I don't need people. I don't need, aside my family, I felt like my family
Mm.
was the strongest hold I had. So like I felt like I don't need anyone. I just need me. And it affected me during the long run because there was this sort of dependency, and then when I saw real love from people that actually cared about me, I felt like it was all fake because I had been in a space where I was, hurt, I was betrayed, like so many. And I realized that these people had certain qualities that could qualify them, that could actually make them become my friends. But because I was nonchalant, I didn't really look so much into it because of my belief that I can be or do things on my own. It affected me a lot. So, what do you think for our audiences? Because I think there are people that don't really know what to expect to know that okay, this friendship is a covenant friendship, or this relationship rather is a covenant relationship. So, what do you think are possible qualities and, well, just character traits or behaviors, attitudes, responses that these people could have for them to confirm and say, okay, these are covenant friends? Do you get?
Okay. Yeah, I get that. As you said initially, this would stem from my first answer. I would always say
Okay.
that values are very important in every relationship. Bible says, "Can two work together except they be in," right?"
Yeah.
And so you'd find that where your values are not similar, where you don't have shared interest, friendship will not be very easy, right? When you see that there's a lot of things that divide you as opposed to things that bring you together. Now, I'm not talking about peripherals, right? I think some things are honestly surface issues, but I'm talking about the things that actually matter. For instance, your faith, your career, the things, family, the things that are sacred, right? Do these people share those visions, are they in alignment? Will they want to uplift you? How do they react when you do something bad? Are they forgiving? Right,
Okay.
these are some of the things that you want to look out for when you're building, or when you're looking to build covenant relationships rather. I mean, like I said, purpose may not necessarily be the same, or I think our purpose is the same, every Christian, right? I think it's to
Yeah.
reconcile the world to God. But then I think that, I mean, we could do it through various means. So let me talk more about vision and not purpose, because not every Christian will be your friend. But vision, I mean, it's not like you must want to have the same thing exactly. But there's just something as when you and somebody, like, that you are in sync, right? For instance, I mean, I had friends in school who had the same academic visions as I had. And it was
Okay.
easy to be friends with them because we shared a
The
passion
same.
about something that was very
Yes.
important. Yeah, so I think those are some things that you can look out for.
From what you said, what you're trying to tell me, or what you're trying to tell our listeners, is vision and values are very vital in any covenant friendship. Because if I don't share the same value with you, I can't be friends with you. Yes, as
Exactly.
Christians, obviously, we share one purpose. Our purpose is to reconcile the world to Christ, to preach the
Mm,
gospel, to ensure that people hear about God. But you can't be friends with every Christian, because even in the midst of that purpose, even in the midst of that vision, which is actually to spread the word of God, some Christians don't share certain mindsets. Some things, some conversations, some attitudes, some responses are very different to different Christians. So I think from what you're saying, I've learned and I've gotten to understand that value is very vital. It is so vital in every relationship, particularly friendship, because these are people that
yeah.
mold you. These are the people that are there for you and all that. So I think I'll take that. In short, I'm not taking that. I've taken it already. Taking it. All right. So if at any point you stop hearing me, please do take me back. So the next question I have for you is in a world where people do not think that particularly friendships last. They have this belief that in the long run, this person last. I don't know. Is it last? Everybody go chop breakfast. I don't even know what's that thing, but they say that, and this does not just apply to just relationship. I've heard it even in friendship. Like people that were friends, they were like, end of the day, this person will still show you share, so no need. Friends has come, people has come. Like they are just different things they get to say, different and this comes from their experiences, from hurtful experiences, obviously.
Yeah.
So I want you to kind of tell me, or tell us rather, because it's against the world, to tell the audience how you think these covenant friendships can withstand the test of time, how you think they can last long, how you think things that should be in place. Because I'm not going to lie, people come and go, and most of the time you're just left with your family. But I still strongly believe that there are certain people designed by God to be and to stay in your life forever.
Mm.
I'm a strong believer of that. I don't know about anybody, but for me, I believe that. So how do you think this friendship can, stand the test of time?
Okay, so I agree with you that friendships can indeed stand the test of time. I don't know that I subscribe to forever.
Okay.
Not because of pain or heartbreak, but I think that life happens, right? For instance, when
Yeah.
the Japa period and families are even being separated, some people will never see their families until they die.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people will
Okay.
never see their friends until they die. So this is not to say that I'm subscribing to the fact that everybody go chop breakfast. But when I was
Mhm.
growing up, someone told me that 20 children cannot play together for 20 years. Right? And
Okay.
it was a long time ago. I had very different sets of friends at the time, and I thought that we're going to be friends forever. right? But I mean, we barely talk, and it's nothing happened between us. It was just space, distance, different passions, different purposes, and the mere fact that people change. So
Okay.
now the
Okay.
point I'm
So,
saying this because I don't want anybody to beat themselves up about it if you expected a friendship to last forever and it didn't. Especially when you know, as my friend would say, that you were the best friend you could have been to that particular person at the time. I'm also a firm believer in the fact that God will bring people into your life at different points in time. However, as I said, I'm a subscriber to the
mm,
fact that friendships can last long and stand the test of time. And as a matter of fact, I have some of those kinds of friendships. When I was preparing for this episode, I realized that I've had a friendship with someone I refer to her as my sister now. I don't even call her my friend anymore because we've been friends since we were children. I mean, we're like 10 years,
wow.
11 years. And we're still so close. We're so close. Like, we're so close. People even
Jeez.
say we look alike. It's it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we came to UNN together. She just recently graduated as a medical doctor. So we've been friends
Okay.
for a very
I think I know how
yeah,
you posted her.
exactly. We've been friends for a very long time. Right. And it just makes sense
Yeah.
that we're sisters. I mean, we're from the same place, we go to the same church, our families go to the same church, plus went to the same school, secondary school, university, and somehow we've just maintained that bond. So I'm a subscriber to the fact that friendships can last long. As I said, I gave the first example because I don't want anybody to beat themselves up, right? About your friendship not lasting as you thought it would last, as long as you know in your heart that you were useful to this person, you were valuable to the person's purpose, right? However, please, if you find the friendship that will last for a lifetime, cherish it, hold it, like hold it with everything in you. I thank God, I really thank God. I want to say I have thrived in the area of relationships. God has given me the best kind of people from secondary school. I don't like to count primary school because I don't remember experiences a lot. I would remember just conversations over experiences. So I don't remember a lot about my primary school. I know that I had two friends, Caribbean, Treasure, and Abigail, but I don't know where they are. I don't know what's up with them anymore. But I think from secondary school, I started to be intentional about friendships. I really, really always wanted friendships, good girlfriends. I have male friends, but my mom bought me this book when I was really young, Girl Friendship, by one Mary Simpson and another author, and Alison something. I've forgotten. It was a beautiful book, and since then I admired good relationships.
It to me, like, can you send it to me on WhatsApp? I really want to read it. I think I'm interested. I'm highly
Okay,
interested.
I'll have to find out the title and everything. She gave it to me when I was like just two, and I've not read it since
Jesus.
then. But it modeled my view of what friendship should look like, right? So as I said, I think that what can keep friendship? Trust, right? Trust will go a long way. And it keeps on going back to values. I said people change. I think that as long as people have the same values, you can stay friends. Have you seen situations where people know they cannot be friends because you know that this person has changed? I was telling my sister that she's no more friends with this person anymore. I said life happens. But I just noticed that I look at two of them, they used to be really close. And I don't know, there's a lot of differences between the people they are right now. And I just knew that this is what happened. It's not necessarily the fact that people move on, right? So
Okay.
as long as you have the same values, as long as you your visions align, as I said, it must not be the same thing. But when I say values, I mean the things that are worthwhile to you, the things that you hold dear to your heart. I think that you'd always be able to stay friends, and I think that you can achieve lifelong friendship. You can achieve beautiful friendships.
Okay. Okay. I think based on what you said, I actually agree with you completely because it goes back to the question values. People actually change. I'm not going to lie. I've
Mm.
had close I think I've had close to, if not up to 10 people that
Mm.
has texted me. lost their number. We've not talked in years, and they've texted me on WhatsApp. And now, like, I've received their number and they're viewing my status, and they are always saying, like, it's a consistent word. And they're like, you've changed. You're not the same person you were before. You're not the Jennifer I knew when we were in primary school, in secondary school. You're so different now. What's happening? And in my head, I'm like, are you expecting me to actually be the same person I
Exactly. I
was?
mean, as long as you're growing, you're changing and evolving.
Exactly. Are you expecting me to still be the same person I was 10 years? When, like, it's not possible. I'm a different person now. I mean, I've seen life differently. I've had a different experience, and I don't think
Yeah.
I want to be than I was. And this thing you said made sense because some people think it's the fact that the person has moved on, maybe they no longer want to be friends. But I just think it comes down to values. Maybe with time, what I think that is the best for me now might not be the best for me in the next 10 years. I might want to be a different person. I might want to act differently. I might want to change differently. And the truth is, people don't like, to an extent, I'm not going to lie. I feel like, and me, I'm speaking based on what I know and what I've seen. People don't like change. So because they don't like change, if you're someone that usually you're always, you know how you can be upset about something, but then you smile about it. Your friends always know you
Mm,
as that babe that if you're hot, you just smile. And then with
mm,
time, you suddenly change, you start, maybe if they offend you, you can't speak out and be like, I don't like that thing you're doing. I don't, it takes time for them to adapt to it because in their head, they're like, Chimdi is that, this is our friend that is always, if you do her one small thing, she's always smiling. And now she's suddenly reacting like you're so deep. Like there's just this different energy from the person. So away from even the scenarios I gave, it still runs down to values. People
yeah.
grow, people change, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to keep moving and keep praying to God that at every point and at every stage in your life, you get to experience more beautiful friendships. Because trust me,
Yeah. And
we
don't
have
lose the
over.
ones you have too if they're good enough, right?
Exactly. Don't lose the ones you have. Those ones that you're already committed to, those ones that you
Yeah.
are sure.
Protect.
Yeah, like continually keep developing those friendship. Okay.
Mm.
Well, um, I think because of the want of time, I'm just going to ask one last question. About friendships, and you've gotten to give some examples and everything. I would like you to kind of share perhaps a personal experience or story that's kind of maybe something you can read. I don't know, something that's happened to you at some point in time with some of your friends. If you could share that, that would be really lovely.
Okay. As I said, I have had, and I have really beautiful friendships. I've had friendships that were beautiful, but they ended, and I am still having really beautiful relationships with my friends. I remember when I came to university in first year. I remember crying to one of my friends, Patrick, and I told him I am not psychologically adapted to this place. I will not forget because it was a really, really down moment for me. But I mean, we were just in first year together. I knew that he could not really do anything to help me. Like, I mean, he was probably feeling this feeling, but his sympathy was genuine, right? He would check up on me and just be generally try to ensure that I was good. I remember another time that, and this was another friend, Olabode. I remember that I last year I was supposed to travel, but I had my project defense, and I was trying to get a visa to travel, and sorting through all of that was so stressful. I had exams coming up. Just called of the strike in October, and exams were in November, and we had not even done most of the coursework, and it was our last semester. Lecturers were bombarding us here and there, and it was just really a
Yeah.
tough time for me. I remember calling him once and breaking down and just crying. And I mean, I remember that he was very supportive, right? And these are like just few stories. I remember Cynthia, Kamsi, I mean, Margaret. There's a lot of good relationships I have. And even the one I told you about, my sister, right? I've had a lot of experiences where I just really needed to talk to someone. I still have a friend from secondary school. Another of my longest friendships, Prevail. Recently, I entered a contest, and I mean, she probably did more than I did, right, to push
Oh,
for me, right? She
yeah.
was everywhere. I mean, she was even sending me screenshots of people that had downloaded the podcast I asked them to download, and it was just really beautiful, right? So I have, trust me, I have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful friendships. I have stories of times when I was down, and through friendships, God helped pick pick me up. Right? I've not totally been down, because I know that I have my guys. Right? And even
Yeah.
for them too, this year has been tough on a lot of my friends. Right? But somehow, by the grace of God, I've been able to stand in the gap, praying for them, praying for their families. It's just because I am committed to them. I know that it will hurt me if something bad happens to them or their families, right? And so I
Mm.
think it's that
Yeah.
energy that I'm here for you, that I day for you. And I say this, and I'm going to share one experience. Very, very, this will be probably be the last experience I should. I talked about my friend Olabode. I remember one time during ASU strike, I was praying for the strike to end, like nice prayers by 12 to 1 or 1 to 2. I cannot remember the exact time, in the early hours of the morning. I remember that he's not exactly a student. I mean, he's working. He graduated in 2018, right? And
Yeah.
so maybe he was a little affected, but he's not an undergraduate. That's the point. Right. I remember that a lot of people would join the prayers, but then something happened on one day. He told me to send him the link. I sent him the link, and he joined. He was not the only non undergraduate that joined, anyways. I have another friend, Ukuku Precious. She joined on the first day, and she's already a lawyer. She practices in a law firm, and so I sent him the link and he joined. I remember that my data finished midway into the call. So I was trying to get it and come back on the call. And I came back on the call and he was leading the prayers. He had never joined the prayers before. He did not know the people on the prayers. But he just knew that if Chimdi is not here, I have to step up, right? And
Wow.
yeah, so I have those
Cool.
kinds of experiences with my friends. I mean, I tell people, for instance, Favor, the one I call my sister, I don't think that I've had a birthday where she has not gotten me something. Card from my
That's really
friends. I keep it. I look at it and I smell. All my friends, most of my friends signed on it on my, I think 2 years ago. I still keep it safe. And it's just, I mean, I do a program and they show up, they support me. It's all of those things, right? That they make me know that I have good friendships. And then, of course, I mean, getting good grades together. And I mean, I was going.
I'm one of my love languages is gift giving. So I like it
Oh.
when I'm gifted. I really love that you have people because not many people have this. Not many people have friends.
Even when I did, so I hosted a TEDx event once in 2020. I remember joking to the audience. I was comparing, and I said to them, even if you don't laugh at my funny jokes, my friends will laugh. There are plenty in the audience. And it just it was just comforting to know that they will come up. I even would start podcasting. I start podcasting on my video series because I knew that there were people that must watch. Like even if nobody on earth wants to watch, they will go and watch and they will listen. I mean, and then there's
Yeah.
Favor GA, there's Anita. I call those ones my sisters. We pray together. We carry each other's burdens. There's just a lot of, honestly, I know that I am blessed with beautiful relationships.
Wow. Happy to hear this. And I'm sure our listeners are amazed. I hope if you're listening to this that you've learned so much from this episode. Thank you so much, Chimdi. Thank you so like I can't begin to say thank you. I wish if I had money, maybe I would have done a flower bouquet and sent over to your place. I don't know, but like I would have done
Trust
really
me,
nice
I
because
am honored to be here. I don't think I've been a podcast guest before. I think I've been host, but I don't think I've been guest. So I mean, you must understand
wow,
how I feel.
excited and I'm happy. Everyone listening on this episode is also excited and must have learned so much. And thank you so much, Chimdi, for your time. I mean, when I thought of the content, I don't know why you came to mind. You were actually the first guest that came to mind before I started reaching out to other people to speak. Sorry, I know you might say this might sound weird, but I used to stalk you. I don't know why, but in a good way, in a very good way. Because I love the things you say in your status. I love what you post on your IG stories as well as your page. So seeing, and not just that, you are someone and that you're sweet, you're also kind. And I see what you write about your friends. In a world where most people hide their love and their care for people they actually about actually express and tell the world that this person is important to me. So I don't know why it made me, when I see most of your status and everything, I'm like, oh my God, you will be the perfect person to actually, you'll be the first on this platform to speak about this. Really glad and happy that you got to speak on this topic. It was supposed to be 30 minutes, but now it's going to 40, but I don't care at this point. I'm just happy. And thank you so thank you so much. I love your content so much, and I'm glad you've taken the mantle to actually spread God's word in your own way, in the best way possible. And but before I move to end the podcast, Chimdi, is there anything you'd like to tell? A word, an advice, anything at all? That would be lovely.
I okay, this will be impromptu because I think this is one response I did not plan for. But honestly, thank you, Jennifer, for having me, and thank you everyone for listening. I like talking. I like meeting people, so I'm very interested when someone asks me to speak, right? And I just want to say that maybe I did not say it as well as I should have said it, but relationships are beautiful. I have good friendships, but honestly, when you told me to talk about covenant friendships, it was not easy. Maybe because I had, when you don't think about something and then somebody gives you an opportunity to appreciate what you have, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think about my friends. I love my friends, but I've just not really thought about it so much, right? As to the value that they bring into my life. And so it was just an opportunity to reflect. And I'm like, you really are surrounded by good people. And I just really pray for everyone listening that God blesses you with the gift of men, right? Honestly, it is one of the best things that you can have, that there are people that in these worlds they for you. There are people that will show up for you, right? Friends, there are people that you can call nothing, and they will say, Chimdi, I will sell this and I will give to you, or whatever your name is. And I just pray that God blesses everyone listening. We do all relationships. And I mean, I always say I love you. I do mean it. I don't know every listener, but I know that I love you with the love of Christ, and I could love you if I see you physically.
I got to record this episode, and this is a series. So Chimdi is our first guest. However, we'll still have more because this is a topic that I feel like is very important, and I don't want it to be a one-time thing. So to everyone listening, thank you so much. I really appreciate. Please don't forget to follow us on IG at randomconversation.pd, and also can you tell them your personal up there as
Okay, I'm actually thrilled that you're doing this. Thank you very much. I'm Chimdi dot, I think Chimdi underscore Awa or Chimdi dot Awa. I'm not sure, but I'm not really keen on people following my personal page. It was private at some point, but I'm very keen on people following my podcast page. It's Just Talk podcast underscore. So it's not like, please don't get me wrong when I say I'm not keen on people. I don't share a lot on my personal page, right? Top is because I wanted to get more visibility for the podcast page, and I will soon, not stop using it per se, but you'll get more from me on the podcast page than my personal page. But it doesn't matter, you can follow either one. I'm just saying it would be more valuable.
all right, no problem. So guys, you've heard that. So please follow at Just Talk on Instagram. She has so much she has said, really beautiful content. So yeah. So thank you so much to everyone listening once again. I'm happy we've recorded this episode. Thank you guys so much. And thank you, Chimdi, for your time. Do have
thank you, Jennifer, for having me. Sorry I'm cutting you short. I just want to say that you're doing an excellent job. I mean,
thank you.
I'm sure that your listeners appreciate you, and I see your friendships. You have beautiful friendships.
Thank you so much. Thank you I don't know why I'm blushing, but thank you. Bye.
Bye.